I didn't know that I was capable of being happy right now, but you showed me how. I didn't know that you were right in front of me until I looked up.
When I finished Death Stranding, my strand was standing. I platinumed this game at like 150 hours. Right now, I have 163 hours, and you may be asking yourself, why are you still playing the game if you did everything in the game?
I've still got things left to do.
I'm afraid you've dropped some cargo, Sam.
As a veteran Strandhead, I have to start by saying, play the first game. If you haven't watched my video, you should play Death Stranding. I specifically made it to show why and how I started to love that game. Even after playing DS2, I think DS1's story is better. The vibe of the world is incredible. It's really got that last man on earth feel. Now, you don't have to play the first one, but you'll have a better appreciation for the story for sure. I think the biggest character in Death Stranding, not to sound cliche, is the world. Like, it literally evolves. It's literally a part of the story. So don't skip out on the first one. It's got a nice melancholic vibe, rainy and gloomy, Twilight type of season. But I did like DS2's story, and I do have some character analysis videos planned. You know, a video about what the ending means, all kinds of stuff. You know, I might have the only video on YouTube about Die Hardman. I might have the only Die Hardman character analysis video. The story to Death Stranding 2 is bombastic, it's crazy. It has its deep moments. My only big gripe with it is Kojima is pulling rabbits out of hats at times. And then some characters you want to hear more exposition about, you never get that. But you do get exposition about things from the first game throughout the entire game, which I found kind of strange. I think he should have used that time to just talk about the new cool stuff. And what happened to the emails? I miss the emails. You know, with all that being said, DS2 surpassed my expectations like 40 hours in. This game has so much of what I wanted in DS1 plus more. I don't think I've ever platinumed the game in the first playthrough, let alone kept playing after.
You wait just as much as me. I can feel it when we touch. And I've been having nightmares lately. Sorry, I won't sleep first.
Emergency alert. Your backpack may have been stolen. Confirm its status immediately.
That's mine! Hand it over! How dare you! Hey!
I can't stop playing this game. I'm at like 173 hours. It's just so addicting. You know, I went back to Mexico. I'm doing an order. I'm thinking to myself, oh yeah, I got to do this express order later on. So I set up a zip line along the way to one order. I teleport back to the prepper with the express order. I accept it. And then I just run back through the zip line network I just created. I make it there within 1 second. I mean, that just felt like a triumphant victory. That joint had me hooked on the game. Now, I played Death Stranding 1 on very hard pause. And so when I started 2, I put it on the hardest difficulty. I seen people complaining about how it's a lot easier and whatnot. And, you know, it would be nice to have a very hard difficulty, but it didn't really bother me as much as other people. If you could filter what online structures appear in your world, you know, that would be a game changer. But I'm still playing it 170 plus hours in, so clearly it didn't bother me too much. The gameplay loop is just so addicting. It reminds me of something like Satisfactory, The Outer Wilds, a little bit of Journey. And I'll even say some Super Mario Odyssey. Like if you like collectathon type of games or automation games, the same things that make those games addicting are in this game. You know, it even makes me think of Schedule One, you know, like a more socialist community type of Schedule One. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I almost turned off the online structures, but then I changed my mind. I wanted to have the true online experience, and I'm glad I did because it was a few times where other people's equipment legitimately saved my life or saved an order for me. Now, if I can be critical for a moment, I will say the AI isn't great. You know, I don't like to see these reviewers saying this is MGS5, then I play it and the AI is on Ubisoft. You know, it's not a big deal in this game because, you know, you don't really, you know, combat's just an obstacle. I can let it slide, but don't compare it to one of the GOATs if it's not on par with that, and it's not. But the weapons are fun. Some people say the shooting's better. It feels just like the first one to me, but I thought that was pretty good anyway. So it's got some good shooting. It's got some fun weapons. I accidentally brought a rocket launcher to a camp and blew up 11 people. I lost like 11,000 likes because APAS had to dispose of the bodies. That's not my fault. All the work I'm doing for this place. But having this be like one giant open map, I can leave my book bag somewhere and run off, or I can leave my car somewhere and do 2 more orders and circle back. That's very cool. And they give you so much stuff in this game. This is the perfect game to do everything, like 5-star connection, all the preppers, things like that, because I played it that way and I didn't get bored all the way up to the end, all the way to the end of the story, and I'm still playing it after the platinum. It just didn't get boring. You know, it's kind of like when you're playing Spider-Man and you turn it on to swing around the city and you're just swinging around. Death Stranding's traversal is just so calming or engaging that when you just turn it on to run around, the work you do actually affects the other players. It actually gives you progress in the long run. So you never really feel like you're wasting time. One other criticism is the natural disaster stuff. I thought it'd play a bigger part. It's really only select zones, and it doesn't get as diverse until you finish the game, if I'm not mistaken. I have to play it more to see, but outside of those tiny criticisms, this is one of the best games I've ever played. Like, it made me want to play Death Stranding 1 again and then play 2. But I've got a bunch of story analysis videos coming out, character analysis. So if you want to hear more about that, let me know down below what you want to hear first. I think I'm going to make a video about the ending next. Forgive me, Expedition 33. But the second Strand game is game of the year for me. It's just that good.
Pizza time.
Watch out, Sam. Opening fire.
Mama dear, come over here and see who's looking in my window. It's the baker.
Pizza, pizza.
Right.